How are you?
Pretty good today.
Doing pretty good.
Good news so far.
I feel like making any progress anywhere? Or anything like troubling you?
Not that there's anything troubling me. Slowly trying to make progress. Try to get back into writing.
Yeah, I guess, I'm happy I have the option to do the right thing. That's kind of the greatest option. I don't feel like I'm cornered. I do believe sometimes you don't have the option of doing the right thing. So I guess that's kind of the worst kind of cornered. But I guess when I was cornered, I think survival mode kind of kicked in, and then I kind of put all of the past away, I put all the future away, and I just got high, and that was part of the kind of the phase here in Tucson for a little. I digressed, I regressed, and I started not thinking about the core of my sobriety, which is that life's okay without drugs and alcohol. And I mean, I guess the humble kind of realistic view is that those little illegal and dangerous drugs aren't necessary for a full realization of your dreams. And I mean, I guess maybe that, I believe in plants, but I think alcohol is something about it where I get a little bit of a weird feeling, because I lose my inhibitions with alcohol, and that's the one that caused most trouble. So I'm opening up the door to I guess really I'm opening up the door to nothing. I'm deeply confused right now, and I'm opening the door to nothing, but then I'm also very thankful that is a perfectly arbitrary actor and someone who's just along for the ride. And so I guess I'm in support of that. Yeah, I guess, I said along for the ride, and I think, in retrospect, hindsight's 2020. There's someone ahead of you, there's someone behind you, and it's not a race, but I do think ultimately stupidity does win, and I'm really kind of psyched for the fact that I can follow the course of life with two heads, and that is me and my higher power. And he's informed me that it is very cushy and it's very comfy to actually just do the right thing, and we're cool. It's kind of cool. It's classy, and at that point, I don't think I'll have to work anymore so hard for some of the same things. And I mentioned this cushy and crazy kind of world, and I think I'm able to continue forward with the thought that I can coexist, and on a simple level, I think I'm into the kind of thing where there's no real complications. I think it would be something like a real comfortable job and a really easy entry level one, and then I think the next step, I think, after that is to just become really an intensely habitual creature and absorb myself in the moment. And for me, that just music, meditation, long walks, But I don't really know if I have that option right now, and I don't necessarily think the world does, because of this kind of global apocalypse that seems to be taking place. Yeah, so I guess I was saying, during this apocalypse, we're not all very comfortable. Kosher living, and that freedom afforded by religious people. I think I'm looking towards a way to still love God rather than to let him off so easy. And I think it's a kosher life here. I don't think it's classy as in, like 5-star a restaurant or a hotel, but I do think I think it's cool to think that we're not fighting. I know for myself, I'm trying to beat my next record, and I think I looked to sort of that universal, and I found myself not exactly mirroring my higher power, and she wasn't always mirroring me. I guess that was a long time ago, but that is kind of where I'm at, where we can do something called like the opposite of fighting, and really get to that point where we're raising our spirit towards sexual perfection. Yeah, so I guess trying to get to that perfect point. My phone broke. It's I know it's on me, and I've told people it's on me. I guess I would do anything to achieve that goal. I think the invincible kind of attitude that I saw in a lot of people was actually very redeeming, and it was common to people, and at the same time, very troubled people. And I think there's a difference between religion and spirituality. I think religion, you're trying to find God, and you're trying to go to heaven. And then I think with spirituality, you already found God and you're already in heaven. And if you want to kind of neutralize the topic to hell, I think it is an ultimate understanding that just because it is doesn't mean it ought. And I think about that for my flaws and my mistakes. And I think of what hangs in the air, that reputation, and in the whole real living, breathing machine of Tucson. I bring a lot to the game. I don't always win, but I definitely have good sportsmanship. And I think I try again, and I play fair. But I guess I'm a troubled guy because I work hard, but I also party hard, and it just leads to a real downward shame spiral. And I think I got, and been in that trap ever since. It was the first hit that really did it to me, and that first kind of drink, that first energy drink, kind of really collapsed a lot of the potential within me. And I feel a little bitter at myself. When you think about that first hit, you do relate it to something a little deeper, and it seems like it could be kind of like the first hit that ever really happened. And I do believe I had some traumas as a baby, and I'm going to be chasing the dragon for a while. I guess the bit that gets the light lit in what lets go, I guess, is you let the future flow through you. It's a two-way street. I guess I let go I let go of the past and then I let the future flow through me. I mean, I guess no. I think I I guess you hold on to that moment, and you gripping sort of sound like someone who's in a rafting accident and just gripping to a rock, and you're gripping to the rock, and then you realize that if you let go of the rock, then the future can actually kind of start to flow through you, and you can get somewhere. Needless to say, I get confused about that phrase because I've had some other visions of what let go could mean, and I guess you can't go forward if you're gonna I think there's other phrasings, other colloquialisms, and not to let go, but I also think just kind of let it flow through you. And if I ever do get that sort of wind tunnel feeling where where just pain's running a course on my sailboat, I think I know that the first failure leads to a complete reset, and it's ironic when you only get one shot, similar to that Eminem song. When you get one shot, you can land pretty mediocre. I guess 2 shots is a practice, and then the real promise is that we are thankful, for that extra time we got, and maybe we're thankful and disappointed about the past failures. But at that point, we're really a lot further out, and there's a profundity and profaneness, to that one. And I call it One Love, similar to something like Bob Marley and Justin Bieber, and I think I think One Love, it implies and signifies some singularity. In due course, I think the revelation and the continued progress is something about plural that I'm not sure, something about plural amount of people. And then, I'm not me, I'm we, and sometimes I look, but I don't always see. And what I got to find, when I was listening, is that I could literally hear I could literally hear that 100% is what I call it. And it seems like it's a massive cover-up, and I think I don't know, I guess, there's pain ahead. I feel that. So I guess, I did, when you look at the former and the latter, and you make a choice about all the things that happen in certain order, I think the pain, the suffering, the hurt, the teenage angst, the existential angst, and the loss, I'm a broken person, in not in a noble way, some would say. And I can take pride in my sort of cowboy antics, but I for sure know that, I'm black and I'm back and I'm Jewish and I'm into crack, the type of existential crack you would imagine. Meditation, not the drug. So I guess I guess I lost that that one little moment, and I gained just a little possibility and some danger and risk. And I guess I like to give up sometimes, and I'd like to say it's just not for me sometimes, that some of this stuff. I know that, I'm on a laptop and I'm working hard, and then I just get a little bitter that my higher power keeps torturing me and putting my records at risk. I guess I'm supposed to feel trapped. I'm supposed to feel young. All the now to him and all the tree to Z, because I guess the ocean of beauty and love and logic, I guess that's not always something you experience all the time. For me, it's in the past and it's in the future. I know it's in the future. This ocean of consciousness and this global total understanding vision. I think it's a wise thing, though, to write down these kind of like signs, symptoms, and symbols. And in that piece about the milestones along the road, the signs and what they're saying, I think we might not need to label them symptoms. We could label them something like archetypes or art. And I guess I'd like to get back to I'd like to get back to that one point. I really hate pain and suffering, and I don't think it's cute or adorable to say it. And I don't think it's funny, but I really don't like pain and suffering. And I think in that light and in that spirit and in honor of the mission and the other guy, I like to think of him as Leica. I guess do I have what it takes? Do you think I have what it takes to actually be happy? Or be, I guess, contentment, and then contentment and self-empowerment, I guess, is the, do you think I'll always be kind of the opposite of powerful and just be a very powerless person like I feel I am now? Yeah, I guess something I have to work for is kind of checking myself at the door. It's the first thing I heard when I started. Keep your eyes open and your ears too, and then check the sex, the politics, and the religion at the door, because those aren't things. Those are things that aren't meant to be brought to work. And as far as the quickness versus the global view, I think I've called myself slow. There's been some times where I thought I was pretty fast, and I guess I like that discipline from the trainer. I think I hesitate to bring this stuff up, but there is discipline, there is obedience, there is coercion, there is bribery, and there is a difficult way, and there also is a there's one where you have to pay, I guess. So there's a difficult and expensive process, and I like to blame it. I like to say good job to Leica. For one, I have no idea how he did it when there's so much convenience and there's so much affordability. But I think he was onto something a little deeper, and I would view it as some type of foresight, some national plan, limited to objects and vibration. I would say, it may be an earthquake away, but that way isn't astray, I guess. And I said, when in the heat of this sort of psychotic break that I had when I went to the ocean with my roommate back in Portland, I said, there is no right way, there is. And I was convinced that would be the answer. Then I looked at some of these other little things that other kind of motorcycle type rebel people are saying, and there is right, so there is a way. I guess there is no right way, there is right, or right is, there is a way. So I feel it, I feel it, and I add to this transformable phenomena. I'm only going to add more. That little lost zone of proximal development, I think, is up to the mathematicians and the linguists and the real deciders. And I'm psyched that I get the chance to kind of cycle and loop and get to do it all. It's a very exciting job. At the same time, I know that those things are covered. What I don't know is what I don't know, and those things are definitely not covered. But I guess they're a real substantive prediction, and there's something about that surplus of statements, the playful use of language that people like Bill Maher and maybe Jon Stewart or Jack Kerouac, I don't know, a lot of references, but the test of the game is really it's not always skill, it's more like art. But I believe I'm accepting these life tips from people and Leica, and I'm open to music recommendations. I think I'm a little too self-centered sometimes to give up and give in, and I am being punished to the point where I am a little upset. So yeah, I guess I'm being punished, and you mentioned work, and I held it in front of a lot of people. There's a lot of blacklisted people, a lot of people who were blackmailed, and I don't know what it means to be blackballed, but I think there's a certain sense that in that limited window of time, I guess it's kind of like a movie, with some storyboarding and some angles. most of these milestones and vantage points were seen. Some were passed up, and I honestly think there is a superseding force in the presence of the new additions, I guess. Transformable phenomena and a very clodal system, which is a word I invented to describe multiple causes. A new language, and then I guess I kind of already know. I hope God, the Holy Spirit, the Holy Ghost, and the people, and the Son, and all the Trinity combined. Even more than that, I think that's a very heavy topic, and it can feel like I'm saying there's some truth to all the permutations of what could have happened and didn't happen and did, and I'm under pressure to believe, and I'm going to use that pressure, and I'm going to understand take two, and take one for the team, and even take three, because I think those movies are sometimes beyond perfect. They are holy and good. So yeah, I guess pain and suffering ahead, hurt and anguish and angst, all of this is in the future. It's it's a different it's a different prediction every day, and the only thing I can do is compile these predictions into best guesses and major probablys, and then I kind of say, why not get the job done? I mean, it's fun, it's funny, it's enjoyable, and at the end of the day, you get to enjoy yourself, and you even get to enjoy your family and friends. And on a professional level, I think looking at the things on Lock and Dial, all the little things that happen and will be reviewed and that he knows and I don't. I guess outside of that, little tunnel vision, that's where I kind of see interesting stuff that I could learn from Scientologists or physics majors and mathematicians. That's where I could learn. Kind of where it's at, and the master controller. We're doing this trip together, and I'm hoping for some major vantage points and some milestones, but I'm also hoping that I can just get this pain out of the way and just be done. I really want to be done, but no pain, no gain, and no pain, no gain is that all. Gotta say no is with a K attached to it and a W at the end. No pain, no gain, and I'm god awful sorry this happened to us, but that don't mean boo. On the field of the farm or the battle. And it's a lucky strike that I can get a cheap way sometimes, but that expensive way is definitely it belongs to a very heavy-handed God, and I'm not going to ever lose note I guess the one moment. Thanks for showing up today. See you next week. And he could have not showed up. That is so cool he showed up. Lose yourself in music, don't kill God. This is a hilarious movie of the 90s by Four-Tet. Four space Tet.